What makes a man truly afraid to lose a woman? It isn't beauty alone. It isn't sweetness or loyalty or even love. Because men leave beautiful women every day. They leave women who loved them, supported them, sacrificed for them. So what is the difference? The women men fear losing are not the ones who give the most. They are the ones who withhold the most carefully. Here's the paradox that keeps men hooked. Devotion is born from uncertainty, not certainty. When a man knows he could lose you, when your absence feels like a constant possibility, he becomes alert, he invests, he clings. But when you make him feel too safe, too secure in your presence, he relaxes, he neglects, and eventually, he takes you for granted. Think of the greatest romances in history. Men did not fight wars, write poems, and sacrifice kingdoms for women they could predict. They did it for women who were elusive, who had standards, who could vanish without apology. Helen of Troy was not worshipped because she was always available. She was worshipped because her loss meant catastrophe. Cleopatra did not need to chase Caesar or Antony because they feared what life would be without her. So how do you become that kind of woman? How do you craft an aura that makes men terrified of losing you? It begins with one word: leverage. Leverage is the invisible force that governs every relationship, and the woman with leverage does not plead. She does not beg. She creates an atmosphere where her presence is precious and her absence is devastating. The first step is independence of identity. Most women collapse into their relationships. They make the man their world, and in doing so, they hand over all power. But the woman a man fears losing is the woman who has a world beyond him. She has friends, passions, rituals, admirers, dreams. She is never orbiting him. She is her own sun. And men know if they fail to protect their place in her life, she will keep shining without them. Second, controlled unpredictability. Nice girls are predictable. They respond instantly. They cancel their plans to be available. They never disrupt. But the dangerous woman introduces just enough unpredictability to keep him alert. She is not chaotic. She is intriguing. Some days she is sweet and soft. Other days she is reserved, distant, contemplative. He can never fully map her, never reduce her to a routine. And that uncertainty is intoxicating. Third, boundaries with consequences. Men only fear losing what has limits. If you forgive everything, if you accept disrespect, he knows you will stay no matter what. But if your standards are firm, if betrayal, neglect, or laziness means he loses access to you, then he must work to maintain his place. Fear of loss is not cruelty, it is discipline. Without boundaries, there is no value. Let me give you a story. There was a French courtesan in the 18th century who was adored by powerful men. One day, a lover arrived late to see her. She did not cry, she did not scold. She simply rose, dismissed him politely, and retired to bed without another word. He never dared repeat the mistake. Why? Because her silence carried consequence. He knew he could lose her, and that thought was unbearable. This brings us to a crucial insight. Men fear losing women who are not replaceable. Replaceable women are common, always available, always giving, always trying. Irreplaceable women embody qualities that are rare: composure, mystery, dignity, and rarity creates fear. Just as a priceless diamond is guarded more fiercely than glass, a high-value woman is protected more fiercely than an ordinary one. But let's take this deeper. Fear of loss is not just about behavior, it's about aura. You must move as if your life is abundant with options, even if you have none in the moment. Men sense it. A woman who acts as though she could be adored by kings. So how do you instill this fear? Not through manipulation, but through presence. Step 1. Elevate yourself continuously. Keep learning, keep refining, keep glowing. Men fear losing women who are always in bloom. If you remain static, if you revolve around him, he relaxes. But when he sees you evolving, reading, creating, excelling, he feels urgency. He thinks, if I don't keep up, I will lose her. Growth is the most elegant form of threat. Step 2. Guard your emotional reactions. Never let him feel that he is the center of your emotional universe. If his neglect destroys you, if his attention defines you, he knows he controls you. But if you maintain composure, smiling when you wish, withdrawing when you must, he learns that his place in your life is fragile. Men fear what they cannot control. Step 3. Strategic absence. Nothing creates fear like absence. Distance magnifies value. When you step away, whether for hours, days, or weeks, you remind him of what life feels like without you. Do this not through tantrums, but through grace. You are not punishing him. You are reminding him. When you return, his devotion will be sharper, his efforts greater, because the memory of your absence lingers like a shadow. Let's compare two women again. One is always there. She waits by the phone. She forgives neglect. She adjusts her life to keep him. The other is present but not permanent. She gives warmth, but she withholds dependence. If he fails her, she disappears. Not with anger, but with elegance. Which woman does he fear losing? Which one will he fight to keep? The answer is obvious. History gives us countless examples. Monarchs kept mistresses not simply for beauty, but because they feared their loss would wound their pride, their image, their identity. Men cling hardest to what makes them feel elevated. If you make him feel like losing you would lower him, you have secured power. You have become the crown he dares not misplace. Here's the final escalation. The woman he fears losing is not the one who cries, "Don't leave me." She is the one who whispers, without words, "You could lose me at any moment." And that whisper is louder than any scream. Men live in fear of the irreplaceable. So make yourself irreplaceable, not by giving endlessly, but by becoming a standard so rare, so refined, that stepping away from you would feel like exile. And the punchline? Men never truly fear losing women who cling. They only fear losing women who could walk away at any time. Because the power lies not in his hands, it lies in yours. He knows it, and that knowledge keeps him awake at night. So the next time you ask yourself how to keep a man devoted, remember this: do not try to hold him tighter. Become the woman whose absence he cannot bear. Because when he fears losing you, he will do everything to keep you.